something didn't feel right. Not at first. At first, it looked like nothing. Just another name trending. Just another conversation online. Just another clip being shared. But then, it didn't stop. More posts. More speculation. More people asking the same question. And suddenly, two names that were never meant to be connected were being talked about everywhere. Mike Vrabel, a man known for control, discipline, structure, and Dianna Russini, a reporter known for access, information, and being close to the stories others don't fully see. No official announcement, no confirmed report, no clear explanation, just attention. And that's where things get dangerous. Because attention doesn't need truth. It just needs momentum. Now, think about this for a second. How many times have you seen something online? So many times that it started to feel real, even if you never saw proof, even if no one ever confirmed it. Because that's how narratives work now. They don't start with facts. They start with curiosity. And curiosity spreads faster than truth ever could. So what exactly happened? Why are these two names suddenly being mentioned together? And more importantly, why are people so quick to believe something that hasn't even been confirmed? Because this isn't just about sports. This isn't just about media. This is about something much bigger. It's about how stories are created in real time, how reputations can shift overnight, and how the line between truth and assumption is getting thinner every single day. You see, 10 years ago, a story needed a source, a confirmation, a headline from a major outlet. Today, it just needs engagement. One post becomes 10, 10 becomes 100, and before you realize it, a conversation becomes a narrative, and that narrative starts shaping how people see reality. So before we go any further, you need to understand one thing. This video is not about proving a scandal. It's about breaking down why people think there is one in the first place. Because sometimes what people believe is more powerful than what actually happened. So stay with me, because once you see how this works, you won't look at online stories the same way again. Before the noise, before the speculation, before the internet started connecting dots that may not even exist, there were two completely different paths, two careers, two identities, built in completely different ways. Mike Vrabel didn't build his name through headlines. He built it through performance, through discipline, through years inside one of the most structured environments in the world, the NFL. He wasn't just a player. He was part of championship culture, a Super Bowl-winning linebacker, a man who understood systems, understood hierarchy, understood what it meant to operate in environments where control is everything. And when he transitioned into coaching, that identity didn't change. If anything, it became even stronger. As head coach of the Tennessee Titans, Vrabel became known for something very specific: consistency. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't controversial. He wasn't unpredictable. He was controlled, calculated, focused. And in a world like professional sports, that kind of reputation matters. Because it means people trust you. Players trust you. Organizations trust you. The system trusts you. And once you have that, you protect it at all costs. Now on the other side, you have a completely different kind of career. Dianna Russini didn't build her name inside the system. She built it around it. As a reporter, as someone whose job isn't to perform on the field, but to understand what's happening behind it. She built her reputation through access, through relationships, through being close enough to the story, to see things others don't. And that's a different kind of power, because information is power, not the kind that shows up on a scoreboard, but the kind that shapes perception. And in media, perception is everything. She became known for breaking news, for being early, for being connected, for having insights that others were still trying to figure out. And in that world, credibility is everything. Because once people believe you know what's happening, they keep listening. So now you have two people, one inside the system, one observing the system, one built on control, one built on information. Two completely different roles, operating in the same high-pressure environment. And normally, those roles don't collide. They interact. They exchange information. But they don't become the story until something changes. And that's exactly what happened. not necessarily in reality, but in perception, because somewhere along the line, people started connecting them, not through confirmed facts, but through patterns, through timing, through assumptions. And this is where things get interesting, because humans are wired to find connections, even when they don't exist. You see two names appear in similar contexts. Your brain starts linking them. You see repeated mentions. You start believing there's a reason. You see other people discussing it. You assume they know something you don't. And just like that, a narrative begins, not because it was proven, but because it felt possible. And that's the key. Not truth, possibility. Because once something feels possible, people stop asking if it's true. They start asking, what if it is? And that question is what drives everything that comes next. So by the time most people hear about a story like this, they're not hearing it for the first time. They're hearing it after it's already been shaped, already been discussed, already been turned into something that feels real, even if it isn't. And that's exactly where we are now. Two names, one conversation, no confirmed story, but a growing narrative. And the real question isn't, what happened? The real question is, why does it feel like something did? And then, something subtle happened. Not a headline, not a breaking news alert, not a confirmed report, just movement. Small at first. A comment here, a post there, a clip being shared without context. Nothing that looked serious on its own. But when you put it together, it started to feel like something. And that's how these stories begin now. Not with facts, but with fragments. You see a name mentioned next to another. You see timing that looks interesting. You see people asking questions instead of giving answers. And your brain does the rest. It connects. It fills gaps. It builds a story out of incomplete pieces. And once that process starts, it doesn't stop. Because now it's not about what actually happened. It's about what people think could have happened. And that difference? That's everything. Because speculation doesn't need proof. It just needs momentum. One person says, "Wait, why are these two names being mentioned together?" Another person replies, "Yeah, I noticed that too." A third person adds, "Something's definitely going on." And suddenly, you're no longer looking at a question. You're looking at a narrative. A narrative that no one officially confirmed, but everyone is now participating in. This is where perception begins to shift. Not because of evidence, but because of repetition. And repetition is powerful. Because the more you see something, the less you question it. It starts to feel familiar. And familiar feels real. So now you have something dangerous. A story that feels real, without ever being proven. And the people involved? They don't even have to say anything. In fact, their silence makes it stronger. Because when there's no response, people don't stop asking questions. They ask more. And when questions don't get answered, they get replaced. With assumptions, with theories, with conclusions. Now ask yourself this. If you heard something once, you might ignore it. If you heard it twice, you might question it. But if you heard it 10 times, would you start believing it? That's exactly how this works. Not through truth, but through exposure. And once enough people are exposed to the same idea, it stops being a rumor. It becomes something people just know, even if no one can point to where it started. So now, we're no longer dealing with information. We're dealing with perception. And perception is what shapes reputation. This is where things become even more important. Because what you're seeing right now isn't just a rumor spreading. It's a system at work. A system that doesn't need confirmation. A system that runs on attention. The internet doesn't reward truth. It rewards engagement. Clicks, comments, shares, reactions. That's what drives visibility. And visibility is what makes something feel important. So when a topic starts getting attention, it gets pushed further. More people see it. More people react to it. More people talk about it. And just like that, it grows. Not because it's accurate, but because it's active. Now think about how powerful that is. A story doesn't need to be verified. It just needs to be interesting. And if it's interesting enough, people will keep it alive. They'll discuss it, debate it, add to it. And every time they do, they're strengthening it without even realizing it. Because attention is like fuel. The more you give it, the bigger it becomes. And eventually, it reaches a point where it feels too big to ignore. even for people who weren't part of it in the beginning. Now here's the part most people don't understand. At this stage, it doesn't matter what actually happened, because the narrative has already taken over. And once a narrative takes over, it becomes the reality people respond to, not the truth, the perception. And perception is powerful because it influences behavior. How people talk, how people react, how people judge, even how people remember. So now you have a situation where two names are being talked about, a story is forming, people are reacting, and all of it exists without a confirmed foundation. That's not accidental. That's how the system works. Now, take it one step further. Ask yourself, who benefits from this? Not in terms of people, but in terms of the system. More engagement equals more visibility. More visibility equals more conversation. More conversation equals more relevance. And relevance is what keeps everything moving. So the system doesn't need to slow down. It doesn't need to verify. It just needs to continue. And as long as people keep interacting, it will. Now, imagine being in the middle of that. Imagine your name being part of a narrative you didn't create, a story you didn't confirm, a conversation you didn't start, and yet, you're the center of it. That's the reality of modern attention. You don't control when it comes. You don't control how it spreads. And most importantly, you don't control what people believe. Because once the audience takes over, the story belongs to them, not you. And that's the real power shift. From an individual to the crowd, from truth to perception, from reality to narrative. And once that shift happens, it's almost impossible to reverse. Because even if the truth eventually comes out, the perception has already done its work. People remember how something felt more than what was actually said. So the real question isn't, what's true? The real question is, what do people believe? Because in today's world, that's what shapes everything. And this is the moment everything changes. Not because something was proven, not because something actually happened, but because perception took control. At this stage, the story doesn't need new information anymore. It feeds itself. People begin repeating it, reacting to it, interpreting it in their own way. And every interpretation pushes it further away from reality. Because now, it's no longer one story. It's 100 different versions of the same idea. And each version feels real to the person sharing it. This is where reputations start to shift. Quietly, subtly, but powerfully. Because people don't wait for confirmation anymore. They respond to what they feel. And if something feels suspicious, if something feels connected, that's enough. Now imagine being in that position. You haven't confirmed anything. You haven't addressed anything. But your name is being discussed as if something already happened. And here's the part that makes it worse. Silence doesn't stop it. It amplifies it. Because in the absence of answers, people create their own. They fill in the blanks. They assume motives. They build conclusions. And once those conclusions start spreading, they become harder to undo than the original rumor itself. Because people don't like changing their minds. Once they believe something, they defend it, even if it started with nothing. This is how collapse happens now. Not through scandal, not through proof, but through perception. And perception doesn't need permission. It moves on its own. Now, think about how fast that can escalate. A conversation becomes speculation. Speculation becomes assumption. Assumption becomes belief. And belief becomes reality in the eyes of the audience, even if the truth never changed. That's the danger. Not what happened, but what people think happened. Because once perception shifts, everything else follows. Now let's slow this down, because this is where most people get it wrong. They get caught in the momentum, in the noise, in the constant flow of information that feels urgent. But urgency doesn't mean accuracy. As of now, there are no widely confirmed reports from major outlets that establish any scandal between Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini. No official statements, no verified claims, no clear evidence. What exists is conversation, online discussion, speculation, interpretation, and that distinction matters more than anything. Because without it, you lose the ability to separate fact from narrative. And once that line disappears, everything becomes believable. even things that never happened. This is the part people avoid. Because it's easier to follow a story than to question it. It's easier to react than to pause. But pausing is exactly what's needed here. Because not every trending topic is truth. Not every repeated idea is real. And not every connection people make actually exists. Sometimes, the story is just a reflection of how people think, not what actually happened. And once you understand that, you start seeing things differently. You stop reacting immediately. You start asking, where did this come from? Who confirmed it? What is actually known? Because in a world driven by attention, those questions matter more than ever. This isn't just about them. This is about you. Because the same system that creates these stories is shaping how you see the world every day. So understand this clearly. First, the internet moves faster than facts. If you react instantly, you're reacting to momentum, not truth. Second, repetition creates belief. The more you see something, the more real it feels, even if it isn't. Third, attention does not equal accuracy. Just because something is trending doesn't mean it's true. Fourth, silence is not confirmation. Not responding doesn't mean something happened. It means nothing has been said. And finally, you're a part of the system. Every time you click, comment, or share, you decide what grows. So the real power isn't in what's being posted. It's in what you choose to believe. So let me ask you this. When you see something trending online, do you stop and question it? Or do you accept it because everyone else already has? Because in today's world, the difference between truth and rumor isn't always the story itself. It's the person reading it. Backhand index pointing down, what do you think?